Hello and welcome to Realtor Roundtable, our very first edition, Real Life Real Estate. I am Bonnie Schinner, team leader of the Bonnie Schinner Real Estate team. And today I have these amazing ladies that work the real estate business along with a full-time job, Selena Lupian and Alessandra Soto. Our first episode is going to be about, can you work a full-time job and still work a real estate business? And if this is the answer you're waiting for, this is it. So we are launching our very first Realtor Roundtable, and we're going to come live to you pretty soon, at least once a month, and then we'll have recordings. But we want to share with you real-time stories, real estate, and how it works in our everyday lives and how we juggle. I am a mom of 3 kids and I've been working real estate for over 8 years. And it is a full-time job and it is consistency. You've got to have discipline to be successful. However, we have a pure example right here with these 2 amazing ladies, how you can run 2 businesses at the same time. So we're excited to bring you real-time stories in real estate. Selena?
Hi, everyone. I'm Selena Lupian with EPIQUE REALTY. I've been an agent for 8 years, and I'm also a full-time nurse, mom of 3 older kids, and 2 grandbabies.
I'm Alessandra. I am a Houston nail tech, and I'm a Houston realtor as well. I've been doing nails for about 6 years now, and then this is my first year of real estate.
So Selena, share how long you've been in the company in real or doing real estate, and also what do you do besides real estate?
Like what all?
Yes, what all? You are a mom, you're a wife, explain it all, plus your other job that you work full time.
Well, like I said, I've been in the game for 8 years now. I've been with EPIQUE REALTY. It has definitely changed my path as a real estate agent. Shout out to EPIQUE. I'm also a full-time nurse. So the type of nursing that I do is not like the nurse that you probably traditionally see in the hospitals that run on the hospital floors and see patients in the hospital. I'm more of the clerical insurance side of things. So I have a little bit more flexibility with my schedule, so to speak, when it comes to real estate and balancing nursing and real estate at the same time.
So how do you balance that? Do you have a weekly plan sheet that you put together, okay, I'm going to start Monday. This is my nursing time with the insurance and checking in with my meetings and things like that. And then you say, okay, well, I have these clients calling me in the middle of when I'm supposed to be on the Zoom call. How do you manage, clients with real estate and separate it from your Zoom calls and meetings with nursing?
Yeah, so that's always just been a big challenge. At the very beginning, it was a little bit I wasn't expecting for it to roll in as fast as it did. Mm-hmm. I thought it was just going to be some extra money, a hobby. Sorry. I was one of those that I love to watch people show homes, but I didn't know what all it took to be a real estate agent. It is a full-time job. But with that said, I do have to rely on my schedule. So I schedule from start Sunday evening all the way to the next Sunday, how I'm going to lay out everything. If I have, during the week, I do have to report to my offices. I have to be in front of, my doctors and all that, reports, meetings, etc. And during breaks, anytime that I can step away, take an important phone call, I do that. I'm allowed to do that. So that's been, like I said, been a gem, because traditionally in nursing, you don't really get all that flexibility. Mm-hmm. But this job that I have, I do have that. And then if people want to see homes, I technically just try to do the scheduling in the evening after I get off my shift from nursing. And it kind of works out good because most buyers and, they too work jobs, right? So they want to see stuff after they get off of work. So our schedules kind of correlate that way. And then of course, Sundays and Saturdays, weekends, I'm off. So I can schedule a full day of showings or visiting with listing appointments, things like that.
So what happens when a client says, I want to see it at noon today and you're working? How do you go around that to kind of juggle that client that's no, I only have, I work night shift. I could see it at noon. Mm-hmm. How would you work around that?
And that has come up. So what I do is I will take that as my lunch break.
Okay.
Schedule them. Mm-hmm. let my offices know, hey, I'll be back. I'm going to lunch. I'll go show the home. I will let my clients know at some point. I used to hide it, like, hey, I'm also a full-time nurse, because I was scared that they'd be like, oh no, she doesn't have time for me because she's working a full-time job and I want, one-on-one attention. But I tell them, after I make that connection, that relationship, I just kind of let them know, hey, I do work a full-time job. It doesn't take anything away from my services to you as an agent, but we have to kind of work around these hours. And usually they're pretty good about it.
And pretty flexible.
Yeah.
We're going to come back to you and talk about how you started your career with juggling, and then how did you gain those clients, that you don't pay for leads. I know that. And you do an organic, gain your leads organically. So we'll come back to you about that. So Alessandra, the youngest one, she is part of the Bonnie Shannon Real Estate team. She came in as my young child. So she's not my personal child, but I feel like it. She is part of our family. We are a family. So 19-year-old, she came into real estate. She's 20 years old now. And I can tell you, this young lady is a workhorse. She has the consistency, the persistence, the juggling, and she juggles the 2 jobs, but is able to still run a successful nail business, and she is killing it in real estate. How long have you been in? Not even a year yet, or just a year?
I'm going to go on 2 years.
Oh, 2 years. Oh my gosh, it's flown by so far. We've been having so much fun.
Yes.
It's flown by. So 2 years already. All right, Alessandra, go ahead and share your story.
So I started nails when I was 14. So 14, I gained the entrepreneurship mindset. And then all through high school, I did nails. I would come home from 4 to 10. I would finish my last appointment at 10. That's when, I would do my nails. That was every Monday through Friday. And then Saturday, I would do all day as well. And then not until I graduated high school, I was like, okay, I'm going to, I want to do something. It was something between homes and architecture. I love anything that deals with homes. So I found out about real estate, and I was like, okay, this seems pretty cool to do. So I searched it up on the internet, where was the school, how to begin. And yeah, I did it. I finished my courses. I passed my test on the first try. And then I met Miss Bonnie over here. And I joined EPIQUE as well. And ever since I joined EPIQUE, I have never looked back at any other places. I love the atmosphere. I love the people who work here. And they really do help you here in this company.
So when you started out, of course, you are part of a team.
Yes.
So being part of a team, you are fed leads. Mm-hmm. And so with that, there is training. So your schedule for nails, being that you're self-employed with that, you're able to make those, schedule those clients. Again, though, you're going on your client's time. So how do you juggle your client's time versus your real estate client's time?
So for nails, it's all about time management. So for nails, I do nails in the morning at 7:30, and then from 11 to 3:30, I block out my time for my real estate clients, and then for 5 to 8, I do my nail clients. And honestly, for my nail clients, they are pretty understanding about my other career, which that's what I love about them.
All right, perfect. So if you do get real estate clients that want to see in the evening times, because again, like Selena mentioned, usually they want to see in the evening, how do you juggle that?
So since I work with a team, thankfully, I usually ask one of my team members, like, hey, can you take this lead for me? I won't be able to accommodate. And 9 times out of 10, they do. But when they don't, I try to schedule them in the weekends. And it does work better for them as well, because we get to schedule more than one home.
And being part of EPIQUE, our brokerage, we do have a partnership with a company called Show Whammy. Mm-hmm. So we're able to utilize that, where we can actually put in a order for a showing agent just to go open the door for us. So that's one of the nice benefits that EPIQUE has provided to us. So coming back to Selena on starting your real estate career, how did you gain those clients? Because a lot of people out there I know are like, how do you get your clients? If you're not part of a team, but I just want to be a solo agent. How did you start attracting clients? What did you start with? Because we have what's called capping. And when you're with a brokerage and you have what's called a cap, that's a top prestigious level in the company. And Selena has capped with our brokerage. And so that means she's in the top percent. And I'm bad at percentages, so I'm not even going to throw that out there. Yeah. But just know that she's at a top level working her real estate business. So kind of when you started, gosh, we're going on 8 years. We kind of started at the same time.
Mhm.
How did you attract your clients? Where did you start from?
Well, I followed in the steps of what you told me from day one, because I did not have social media before I was a real estate agent. I mean, as a nurse, it was like, I didn't feel like I needed it, right? But when I got into real estate, I didn't have clients. I didn't even know where to go get them. So I started off with social media, and you putting me in front of that camera and telling me talk, that's exactly what I did. So I just started looking at new construction, because I didn't have any leads. I didn't have a buyer, didn't have a seller. But I did have a community that was actually a brand new community right across the street from where I live, and they had houses. So I was like, I'm going to stop in there and I'm going to see what inventory homes they have.
Mhm.
And I'm just going to do videos on those and see if people, look at them, look at my videos. And that's how it just kind of, from one video doing marketing those homes, it just kind of led into people asking questions, people reaching out and making, going under contract, people finding homes with me, and then them sending me people. So that's kind of like how it...
And that's definitely how it works out. So when you start a real estate business, you want to share your story, you want to share your value and who you are as a person, and how you can, take care of that client. We always say it's just like a doctor or a lawyer. You've got to create that value and show them that you mean business, and you're going to take care of them and they can trust you. And so I know some of you may be asking, what about me? I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I do want to provide for my family and maybe make some extra money, or I work and have 3 kids. Can I replace my income and work, real estate? So I do have a little story to share on that. And so does Selena, because she did have, her youngest was how old at that time when you started?
Julian was in high school. He was like maybe his...
So he was in high school. Okay.
Freshman year.
Mm-hmm. And so why don't you share a little bit about that, juggling his baseball busy schedule and all that good stuff you did. So,
I had it easy with the girls. They weren't that expensive, but Julian, he was in ball, and he did select ball. He did all, so we were those parents that were constantly out there in the ball field, paying fees for tournaments and then paying for entry fee for the tournament that I'd already paid for. But, all that, and it's expensive. And at some point we were like, the schedule that we took on doing that and the time away from everything else, it took a toll on us. So, it was a challenge to be there, study for real estate school, because I was studying during that time. Yes. But financially, and working full-time job as a nurse, but financially, we were struggling. We were like making it, like when you say check to check, we were check to check, and that's kind of like why I started doing real estate
career.
Yeah.
Okay. And so just to help and provide. So I have a story too of starting with 3 kids, and my youngest was 6 when I started. And that will be our next episode of how do you juggle this career with small children. And so we do have another agent that will be our guest speaker. That is the prime example of how you can juggle kids that are all in baseball and things like that. And that'll be our next episode. But we are coming to you today for our very first episode of Realtor Roundtable. We're really excited about this, launching this real-time real estate, real talk. Selena and I go way back 8 years. We can tell you so many crazy stories. And I'll tell you this, if you're looking for a brokerage or somewhere to go, or a family, a culture, come talk to us. We are here for you. We can explain everything, because what you learn in real estate school is nothing you're going to know or learn when you actually get into the field. So we are in the field training. That's what we do for our training. We will take you in and take you immediately into the field. You won't be sitting behind a desk watching 48 videos. Because when I came into this business, I was a single mom with 3 children under the age, 8 years ago, we're in 11, under the age of 11. So, and I had to make money fast. I just came out of real estate school, and I knew that I had to make money fast. So I went to a brokerage because they bragged about their training. And the thing about you, if you're making a decision, like what's the best brokerage, just know the brokerage needs you more than you need them. So they need to sell you on why you should join the brokerage. You don't need to sell yourself on, to the brokerage. So keep that in mind. I gave this brokerage 6 weeks to prove that I should stay here. And so when I was just not working in the field and learning the business, that's when I knew I needed to take the next step and move on. And that's what I did. So we've got a lot of stories to share with you. We're really excited about it. And we're going to come to you at least twice a month with real time, real estate, realtor real stories. Anything you want to add, Selena?
No, just keep watching. I mean, I'm glad that we got this put together. It's just one of these things that we were planning. We've been planning. We did it.
We launched it back in like 2019, but we got so wrapped up and so busy and focused and driven on getting, into the real estate business and launching our successful careers that now it's time to share it with you. If you're looking for a real estate team to be part of or a real estate family to be part of, we are here for you and we'll take you every step of the way. So we are signing off. Anything, Alessandra, before we sign off, you want to share?
Yes, don't listen to what anyone says, no matter if you're young, because the young ones can always do it.
Yes, especially, Alessandra is the prime example. So you think that I'm so young, nobody's going to trust me, but they will, because if you know your stuff and you'll get the best training, because with our epic brokerage and our family culture here that we have a great revenue, which we call team. And so we support each other. And it's a great culture and fellowship. And we, like I said, family. So, all right, we're signing off our very first episode of Realtor Roundtable. You have an awesome, incredible day. Bye-bye.
See you next time on the Realtor Roundtable, hosted by Selena Lupian and Bonnie Schinnerer.